Hey, gentlemen, thank you for joining me on another Man Talk. Today, I don't know if I spoke to you or the Empress Club about life lessons I learned from reading a map. Well, anyway, if I said it before, forgive me for repeating it. The reason I brought this up was because of the book I was reading, The Master Key to Success. Gentlemen, that has to be in your library. And in it, I think it's chapter 14, the author was saying that in order to be successful in life, you must be orientated to the truth. Your life must be based on the truth. And that took me back to when I was learning about when we were being taught maps, how to read a map in school. And if you were paying attention, you would have noticed that there's always N for north on every map. So I asked my teacher, why is that? Because she was like, her answer was, in order to read a map properly, you must know where north is. And then you get your compass. Wherever your compass points to north, that's how you orientate your map. So now, once you know where north is, and you have your map oriented to north, you look at your surroundings and the map to define salient points, so you can tell where you are. Well, I've learned that north, for adults navigating life, is living truth. The truth, not that open nonsense about your truth. There's no such thing as your truth. Because your truth means what is convenient for you today. The truth is the truth. To me, the best symbol of the truth is the sun. The sun is constant. And to me, that is what the truth is. That is true north. Now, I'll never forget that word because I love that word. A salient point. That's my favorite word. So when you look at the map, after you orientate yourself to north with the compass, you then look for salient points on the map and is representative in the real world. And then you know where you are. Now, for me, the salient points in life is facts, facts, logic, and reason. Now, if you don't have these, you're going to go get lost. You have to live your life with logic and the facts and use reason or common sense to navigate life. Now, another lesson I learned from reading maps is what I've been taught as a child. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And a lesson I learned from that is to be decisive. And as a result and consequence, to be focused. You know where you're going. Keep your eyes on it. Keep your nose to the wheel, to the grindstone. Keep your shoulders to the wheel until you get where you're going. You do not allow yourself to be distracted by every shiny thing you see. Because you will never accomplish anything. Because you will always find something shinier and prettier than the last thing you saw. It was like a friend of mine, he came to New York, he loved Jennifer Lopez. So I tell him Jennifer Lopez is an ordinary looking girl if you live in New York. And I took him to Times Square and I said, watch this. In 1 hour you can see 1,000 women that look prettier than J-Lo. And he couldn't believe it because he's like, there's no woman more beautiful than J-Lo. In Times Square, for an hour, there were over 10,000 women that were prettier than J-Lo. And he couldn't believe it. Well, my point with that was, there's always going to be something to distract you. And this is why you need to know your destination ahead of time, and you must be focused and disciplined. Otherwise, you'll be going left, right, left, right, left, right, left. You'll be going off course all the time, chasing shiny objects. And you know, like Dr. Mike Murdoch said, a person can trace the failure of their life to broken focus. And I was like, hey, that's what I was taught. That's right, stay focused. Remain disciplined. And this is why you need a destination. This is why you need a goal. So you have something that keeps you anchored. And of course, goals change, things change, and life happens. But with a goal, a destination, and a timeline, it's basically insurance against being tossed to and fro by the ebb and flow of life. As life happens, things happen. But with a goal, you at least focus. You can at least tack your sail and survive the ebb and flow of life. And that's another lesson my teacher taught us. That in life, you tack your sail to the wind that blows. And by that she meant, yes, you have your destination, but life happens. You can't sit there and cry. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You get to roll with the punches. You may be blown off course. You may end up in the doldrums. So if you end up in the doldrums when no wind is blowing, guess what you got to do? Take out your oar and start rowing. It's going to take longer, but you know where you're going. You have a goal. So you won't be caught up in the sewer of self-pity and not do anything to gain control over your life. Well, anyway, gentlemen, that's me. There's something I learned from maps that came to mind when I read The Master Keys to Success. Gentlemen, make sure that book is in your library. I'm reading it. That book is so powerful. Excuse me. That what is this? It's now June 9th. I've been reading that book all of it from April. The stuff, I mean, almost every second or for every paragraph I gotta stop and think. So it's not like a novel or the poetry of war or non-fiction books I normally read, where usually in a week I can read a 300 to 500 page book. This book is powerful and thought-provoking. But anyway, gentlemen, that's me. Thank you for joining me on the Man Talk. Sorry. Maybe the color red doesn't mean it's the same thing to everyone. This guy looked like he's about to run the red light, so I had to pay attention to the idiot. Anyway, thank you for joining me on Man Talk. I'll catch you on the flip side, gentlemen.